Oh, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ashes of Outland set review. I'm Chewie. I'm joined by Brian.
That's me.
And Mike.
That's not me.
No.
Lord. And this is part 3. So the first set we did Demon Hunter and the 2 cards from Basic and the 2 cards from the Demon Hunter Initiate set that had not been revealed previously. And Druid and Hunter. In the second video we did Mage, Paladin, Priest, Rogue, and Shaman. Now we're going to finish off the set with Warlock, Warrior, Neutral. Once I find Warlock again. There we go. Look for the purple. So, let's do it. Should I just go?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. We start off with Shadow Council, a 1-mana Warlock spell that's epic. It says, replace your hand with random demons. Give them +2/+2.
Yeah, I'm going to play this card.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Because even the worst demons are pretty good when they have +2/+2. So the good demons are freaking awesome.
Yeah. Does not increase their cost at all. All you're doing is giving up the cards that are in your hand. That's fine.
It should be noted that like the dormant ones keep their buffs when they wake up.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I know that Trump is all about this card. He's trying real hard to make it work with the Imprisoned Scrap Imp, which we'll get to in a second.
Oh, the streamer Trump. I thought this was some kind of political thing. A statement about,
Shadow
his
Council.
Shadow Council. He's trying really hard to make this card work. And I'm like, all right, I guess we're going that way right now. Okay. This is the problem with having a streamer with the same name as the president. So
Yeah.
This is not the first time I've made this mistake.
It's not. It's the funniest though.
This makes me think of a deck that I built that was very silly. It was an Explore Ungoro warrior deck that was basically all like card draw and removal and defensive stuff until I got Explore Ungoro.
Yep.
And I have the feeling that there could be an equally silly Shadow Council deck, but probably shouldn't go all in because you
Probably
need your other
not.
cards and stuff.
I think this is just one of those cards that you just cast when you have a handful of stuff that isn't doing much for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I played the heck out of the redemption or whatever, the warlock. You're not a warlock anymore. Surprise spell. So, woo.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, this is cool. I like this.
But unlike those, which are by their very nature silly, this one gives you a handful of minions and buffs them, which seems pretty good.
Cool.
Okay, next.
Next, we have the Unstable Fellbolt. So, for 1, it's a spell. Deal 3 damage to an enemy minion and a random friendly one. Do you have to have a minion?
Not anymore. They've changed
so.
stuff like that. Like nowadays, you're allowed to cast Cleave if there's only one enemy minion, for example.
Oh,
Before
really?
you weren't allowed to. So
Yeah. I just assumed that still worked that way. Okay.
Mhm.
So, all right.
So yeah, if you don't have a minion, this is Holy Smite, the new version of Holy Smite.
Yeah.
And if you do have minions, this sucks.
you should attack with them first.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if
I
you
mean,
use your
sometimes
minions to trade into stuff and clear, this can finish things up.
I mean, sometimes it's just more important to deal with their guy than to keep your own. So, I don't think it sucks. I don't think it's great. Let me be clear.
Yeah. I don't think it sucks. Because it could just say sacrifice a minion to deal 3 damage, which is sort of what it does, but not quite.
Yeah. But it doesn't require you to have the minion in the first place. So,
Warning, your minions are seated in the splash zone. Ew. Go, Mike.
All right. The Imprisoned Scrap Imp is a rare minion, cost 2 for a 3/3 that is dormant for 2 turns. And when it awakens, give all minions in your hand +2/+2.
Yeah. I really like, so you play this on 2, and then on 3, you tap. No, I guess on 3 you would play Shadow Council.
On turn 3, you tap and then play Shadow Council.
Yeah, there you go. And then the Scrap Imp wakes up and buffs all of your buffed demons again.
Yes.
Now that's not even Magical Christmas Land. That's just having 2 cards early.
Yes. I love it. Living the dream.
Yeah, and I think when that works, you just win. And
I mean, it doesn't even really matter what your demons are.
no, like I said, even the worst demon is good when it has +2/+2. If it has +4/+4, it's awesome.
The worst demon is that 3/6 that it's not even in standard anymore, but when it gets hit, you discard a spell, or you discard a card.
Yeah.
And I was doing a tavern brawl or something recently where I got one because God forbid I never actually put that in my deck, but I got one, and the opponent was like, "That's funny," and so he refused to kill it. So I beat him to death with it because I was like, all right. I looked at the stuff in my hand. I'm like, yeah, I don't really need any of this. So I basically just went in all in. I think I ended up buffing it, and by the time he realized, oh shoot, I'm gonna die, he was at 2 life. So my point is, even the worst demons still pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's a bad demon. So
yeah, I like this guy. Now, if you're not doing the Shadow Council thing, you're just playing this in a Zooey deck, I like it there too.
Yeah, that's fine. We mentioned that because it's hilarious because +4/+4 shouldn't happen in Hearthstone.
You really
But
shouldn't.
But yeah, just normally, especially when you get out early. Just ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike, could you imagine the turn after you play this? So the turn before it wakes up, you cast your invoke thing and just draw 3 cards.
That'd be pretty awesome.
And then this wakes up, and you go, ha ha!
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up is, how the hell do you use it? Conrathad? Conrathad.
Ebonlock if you're nasty.
So I get hung up on the Cannery Row Ebonlock. It's a 2-mana 3/2. It says your demons cost 1 less. Ooh. And Death Rattle, shuffle. Why did it have to make it that prime? Couldn't it be Ebonlock Prime? Shuffle Canrathad Prime into your deck. And Canrathad Prime is an 8-mana 7/6 demon that says Battlecry, summon 3 friendly demons that died this game. Ooh.
Yet another 3/2 for 2. Making your demons cost 1 less. This is one of the sub primes, so to speak. That is a little more interesting to keep around. Most of the others you're kill it with fire. I'll kill it myself if I have to. And this one I'm like, that's intriguing. So
yeah, there's definitely a deck here. You don't want to put this in a Galakrond deck because the imps are demons, right?
yes.
And an 8-mana 7/6 that summons 3 1/1s sounds awful.
Yeah.
Onyxia's Sondheim disappoints.
You dare challenge the what do you oh, that's cute.
Onyxia's like, honey, come on. Yeah. But yeah, there's a big demons warlock deck potentially here.
Okay.
Neat. I don't think this one is terribly great until someone builds a deck and blows me away with how it works.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I love demon warlock, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting.
Since Doomguard isn't here anymore, and for one, thank goodness. But
Yes.
this would be the type of thing you play and get 2 Doomguards and win and go, neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But since you can't do that anymore, I don't even know what demons are good to res.
But this
I
next
don't
demon,
know. Maybe ones that are just big.
Yeah.
this next demon is not big, but really has my full attention.
Oh my
because
god, this card.
the Dark Glare. For 3 mana, it's a 3/4 epic demon. After your hero takes damage, refresh 2 mana crystals. So
All right, turn 4. Are
Yeah.
you ready?
Ready?
Yes.
Dark Glare. Flame Imp.
Mm-hmm.
Tap. Flame Imp. And then, I don't know, something that costs 3, because now you've got... Or 4?
3.
Oh, yeah, because you tap.
yeah.
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 Like, that's a hell of a turn, and that's just like...
Now you can't
Basic.
refresh. You can't refresh mana crystals they haven't gotten yet, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, if you're looking for tempo, that turn that I just laid out is nuts.
that's crazy. But I mean, even just in general, this essentially says while this is out, your hero power costs no mana,
Essentially, yeah.
and then you do other stuff on top of it, sure. But when that's the baseline, that's crazy. Because how many times are you like, okay, I need to draw something, hero power, draw. I had 5 mana, I'm down to 3, and I draw a 4 drop, and I'm like,
Didn't we? Wasn't there just a spell that deals? It just costs 1, but it deals 1 damage to every character.
There is.
yes, I can see it. It's got like glowy
It's
fire.
green.
Yeah.
It's got the green
There-
fire on
there's
it.
another 1 mana spell that deals 2 damage to a friendly character and lets you discover a demon.
Right. I can't
That's
remember
also
what that
true,
is, though.
yeah.
What if that was also generating you mana? Because as we know, Dark Ritual's fine. It's just fine. So,
It is.
yeah. This one has me really interested. I wonder if there's something here, like some potential for a deck here.
I
feel
think
like
we just
there should be.
outlined it. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't even know if you need to get fancier than that.
Very
Because
interesting.
Warlock doesn't get weapons.
No. There's ways to like edge up with them, but
Golem and the Minari.
the this
Shut up,
this
Mike.
just you could play Lord Jaraxxus, and then he has a weapon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
Yes.
God. You could Jaraxxus. Oh, my God. You could Jaraxxus and hit something with the weapon and then make a 6/6.
Ah.
'Cause
That's so awesome.
Making 6/6s should be free.
All right. Moving
All
on.
right. Next,
The Nightshade Matron is a common 4-mana minion. So for 4 mana, a 5/5 with Rush, and the battle cry is discard your highest cost card.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah. There aren't a lot of discard synergy cards hanging around right now. We're going to come up on one in a few minutes here. But it's basically a Soulfire that leaves part of a minion behind.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, 5/5 with Rush for 4 is pretty good.
Hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
probably worth losing a card.
Yeah, and it's a card that you have some control over as well. So, some
Sort of. Depends on what turn it is.
Yeah.
right, and how many things you have at the top of your curve, but
Mhm.
but it's not a random card most of the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Neat. Okay. Then we have the Dark Portal. Oh my god, this card. It's a 4-cost spell that says draw a minion. If you have at least 8 cards in your hand, it costs 5 less.
I hear handlock is a thing.
I don't know. Like, losing Mountain Giant is a huge blow to Handlock. I guess they're trying to... Hey, man. Sorry.
Well, I mean, the Dark Portal kind of lets another minion do a mountain giant imitation.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
very
pretty
true.
good impression of a mountain giant.
Yeah. It's like, you want to be a mountain giant? And you're like, I don't really feel like a... Guess what? You're a mountain giant. And I'm like, okay. Don't know if I'm comfortable with this, but all right.
But yeah, but you're giving up some tempo now to get some massive tempo later. You're spending 4 mana now when you've got a handful of cards to just draw a card.
Let's also not miss out on the fact that, much as we said, you know, the draw a spell cards let you be selective in what spells are in your deck.
Mhm.
This is draw a minion. So
That is true.
if you're like doing heavy removal Warlock with some very select minions, this could be just what you want.
Yeah, and since this costs 4 and reduces by 5, it leaves you up on mana net if you want to try to be playing whatever you draw this turn.
That's true. Yeah, you can like if it's turn 6 and you cast and you've got a handful of cards and you cast the Dark Portal, then you've got 2 mana left, so you could draw anything up to a 7 drop and still cast it.
Yes.
And that's on turn 6. I kind of like that. Didn't we say earlier there's something about a big oh yeah, with Ebon Lock, some sort of big demon version?
Mm-hmm.
That could be a
Yeah.
thing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Valdris Big Dragon Demon Warlock, chat says. Ooh. 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 I like it. All right. Somebody write that down. I'm going to build that.
Remind me about Valdris.
He's the draw 4 and then your hand size is max is 12.
Right.
12,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like him. I once copied that ability with a Shudderwalk deck where I used the spell to get a random Battlecry minion, and I got that one. So I played it, and then later I Shudderwalked, which was basically draw 4 at that point. But,
Yeah,
you know,
I hope you won that game.
think I did. It was vaguely ridiculous. So,
Jesus.
another game I hope to win, segue, is one where I play the Hand of Gul'dan. Yeah, that's a
Man.
terrible segue. But yeah, for 6 mana, it is a spell, and when you play or discard this, draw 3 cards. Now, there's another spell. When you play or discard this, you deal damage.
Yeah, it was deal 4 damage to a
Yeah.
random enemy.
Fist
Yes.
of Jiraxis.
Fist of
Yes.
Jiraxis, yeah.
So
Like, this
for
this
so
is really
6
cool,
mana-
especially if you drop it with the rush thing that we just saw.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
6 is pretty high. So, like Nightshade Matron, you know, pay 4, get a 5/5 with rush, and draw 3 cards.
That sounds amazing.
Like your horse, yeah.
Yeah, that's way better than my horse. Holy crap.
But I mean, you know, so would you pay 6 for this? don't
I
think you-
mean, probably not.
you pay 7 to sprint, right? For one
Yeah.
more card.
Yeah.
So, but most of the time, you're trying to like prep into sprint. So
Yeah, it seems to be that you add basically 2 mana for every card you draw. So Arcane Intellect costs 3. There was something we saw in this set that drew 3 cards that cost 5.
yeah,
And then now Sprint draws 4 cards and costs 7. And so this is like slightly overcosted.
With
Unless
the
you
chance that
discard
might
it, in
be-
which case it's horribly undercosted.
yeah,
I think it's one of those cards that you probably only play in a deck that's going to try to cheat it out and discard it.
so it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Caladan the Breaker is a legendary minion. For 6 mana, you get a 3/3.
Woo!
Yeah.
Sold.
So the battle cry is destroy a minion. Okay, good. If drawn this turn, instead destroy all minions except this one.
This guy's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a top. You can either just kill one thing, or it's a top deck board wipe.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's,
mean-
it's a 6 mana Twisting Nether that leaves behind a 3/3, and you still have 4 mana to play with if you top decked it, you know, like in the late game.
Yeah. In
And
the
otherwise, it's a 3/3 that kills a thing, which is fine.
it's fine.
Like
It's not
sometimes you don't want to blow up the board.
Sometimes you just want to blow up that one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're ahead and you draw Caladan, you better think for a second. Maybe don't play this yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't get a choice if you draw it this turn. That's just
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
The only time it's gonna stink is when you really need it and you draw it on like turn 5 without the coin. But again, still has I think of this as a Necrotol for all you Magic players out there. So, which is fine.
Yeah, it's a Necrotol with potential to blow up the world later in the
Yes.
game.
Yeah, in the chat we got mention of Vile Spine. That's a good comparison.
There you go. It's actually within the same game. So
Yeah, that was a 5-mana 3/4, but had combo.
Hmm.
right. So
So you had to play something else.
Yeah.
it effectively costs more than 5 anyway.
So yeah, I really like this guy. Oh, this is me. The Enhanced Dreadlord. An 8-mana 5/7 demon with taunt that summons a Desperate Dreadlord, who is a 5/5 demon with lifesteal.
On the Death Rattle.
Yeah. Oh, did I not say that? My bad. Yeah. Death Rattle, summon a 5/5 Dreadlord with lifesteal.
Mm-hmm. Telephone.
I think this is one of those things that goes in the big demon deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's really good.
It's a guy that they have to get rid of, and when they get rid of it, it's something else that's gonna keep you from losing. So
Yeah. And even if you're what's he called again? Damn it, Kenrathad Prime grabs both halves of this. Cool, awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for it. All right, so that's Warlock. What's Warlock got going on? We've got a little bit of discard. We've got massive amounts of hand buff.
yes,
We've got Dark Glare and its utter insanity.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the big demon thing. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Some
Dark
card
Portal
draw.
is a neat little toy for handlock.
Yeah, any sort of control-y deck is gonna want a Dark Portal probably, or the Dark Portal. Yeah, this looks cool. It doesn't have like you've got this and this. It's more of a mishmash of it. Oh,
Yeah.
with yogurt. If anyone gets that joke, then you're welcome. Or that reference. So Warrior?
So warrior.
Warrior.
All right. So we've got an imprisoned Gnarg. Gnarg. That's how I'm going to say it. Imprisoned Gnarg.
I think that's right.
It is still a demon. For 1 mana, it's a 2/2, so it's one of the like really early ones along with Priest. It's dormant for 2 turns, and it's a 2/2. If I didn't say it, when this awakens, equip a 3/2 axe.
And it is a fiery war axe, like straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he made you a fiery war axe, but
You're welcome.
for 1 mana. So I didn't really love the Priest one. I really think I like this one quite a bit. It's not that great in the late game, but not every card is great in the late game.
Yeah,
I think-
it's one of those, like most of the imprisoned guys, when you top deck them later in the game, you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're playing something aggressive, this is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, pretty straightforward. I think it's just good value. So,
The flavor text says, Factory Direct, Fiery War Axe. Please allow 2 turns for delivery.
do
Lord.
I have to pay for shipping?
No.
Nice. Next.
Mike, what you got?
Next is Sword and Board. Man, I love cards like this. It's a common spell, costs 1 mana, deal 2 damage to a minion, gain 2 armor.
Oh, so good. So short to the point and effective.
So it's like Shield Bash, but smaller.
Yeah. Well, no, not Shield. What am I thinking of?
The
Was
one
it
that
called
dealt,
Shield Bash?
It cost 2 and it dealt 3 and gained you 3 armor? Wasn't
I
that
thought it
Shield
cost.
Bash?
I thought it cost 3 and did 3 and give you 3.
Was it 3?
I think it might have been 3.
Oh, okay, yeah. 2 sounds ridiculous, actually, now that you say that.
2 mana, deal 3 damage, gain 3 armor.
Yeah, okay, now that you say it out loud like that, yeah. Look, it's late.
It is late. I'm actually, yeah. But
yeah, this seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be quite as because 3 damage is a lot. This is only 2.
Which is still respectable.
But there's a lot, as Brian keeps pointing out, there's a lot of 3/2s for 2 in this set.
there are so many.
Huh. I like it. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Next, we've got the Corsair Cash, which is 2 mana. Draw a weapon, give it +1/+1.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, all the stuff we said where it's like, draw this type of card. Pretty strong. But
Like,
even
weapons are already things you only play like 3 or 4 of in your deck.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
in Warrior, your deck is not mostly weapons.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if your only weapon is an Ankar, that's a good Ankar.
jeez, Mike. Oh, thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Oh, Super Collider's rotating. Damn. You don't want to buff. You don't want to buff Super Collider though. Never mind.
No, you don't want to increase the power on Super
No,
Collider.
no.
That makes it stop working properly. I've done that before. I'm like, ooh, I got this random thing. I'm gonna pump up my Super Collider, and I'm like, wow, this sucks now.
What about the Excalibur, whatever, that throws a bomb in?
Yeah, the wrench caliber. Yep.
Wrench Caliber.
Yeah, this would definitely have been great with that. Unfortunately, it's rotating.
Okay. Because that was Boom Labs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pinball Witch noted the live wire lance. Oh, but that's leaving too, is it?
No, because it makes lackeys. Livewire Lance is sticking around.
Oh,
Because
good.
lackeys didn't show up until Rise of Shadows, which means they're in. Yeah.
Some more lackeys.
Actually, that is a really good weapon to get an extra charge on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Cool. And Ankar, like Mike said. That's pretty freaking good.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
So we have Blade Storm, which this feels a little bit like the Bouncing Blade. For 3 mana, epic spell, deal 1 damage to all minions, repeat until 1 dies. And of course, you're probably going to have more than 1 dying at once, but so the Bouncing Blade would deal 1 damage to a minion at random, and it would keep doing that until a minion died.
It would bounce around and hit whatever it wanted until stuff died. This
Right.
hits everything until
Everything.
something dies.
Mm-hmm.
Which could mean this is 3 mana, like, oh, you played a single large guy, it's the only thing on the board, let's take care of it. Or it could be hopefully clear out a bunch of like X2s or whatever.
Like, I'm really happy with, they go, Alexstrasza, and then a free different 8/8 dragon, doesn't matter which one, and then like one of the 4/12 dragons, go, and you go, Bladestorm.
Blade Storm would
Yeah.
execute the something.
Yeah, and then even if you don't, you deal 3, you spent 3 mana to kill both their 8/8s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good at killing the one big thing they just played. It's
Right.
really good at dealing with things that are hard. The one big thing they played that's hard to target.
The only thing that is that when you have a bunch of stuff on the board and it's all different sizes, that's tough. But-
Yeah, then you just need to start running things into other things to.
Right. Then it's time for math, which is never my strong suit.
Yeah. And like we all remember the Warlock spell where we had to do math. Oh god, I loved that card so much, and now it's gone from my brain.
I know the
Because
one
it's
you're
not in
talking
standard.
about.
Defilement.
Defile.
Defile, yeah.
I think it was just defile, not defilement.
Yeah. Defile had more math. So this is less math than Bladestorm. Or, less math than Defile, because you just look at the lowest health and go, alright, it's doing that much damage.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you don't want that, well, then you hit stuff. And then, okay, now it's doing that much damage. Okay. It's one of those things that once we start playing with it, it's what you look at a board and just know.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like, this is really good.
It is. What's next?
So the Bone Chewer Raider is a common minion, costs 3 for 3/3, has a battle cry. If there is a damaged minion, gain +1/+1 in rush.
Doesn't care who owns the damaged minion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Huh. Okay.
I like how this is basically like, hey, if you own another minion and you can run it into something, this is a 4/4 with rush.
That's just good. Like, straight up. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, so yeah.
Yeah. The Bulwark of Azeroth is a warrior weapon, the legendary weapon, in fact. And it's a 3-mana 1/4 that says whenever your hero would take damage, this loses 1 durability instead.
Yeah. Now, first time I looked at it, I'm like, that's kind of silly. Somebody's going to hit it one time and it's going to go away. Like when you hit your...
But no.
6. But then I read it again. I'm like, wait a minute. No. You could you could shoot a pyroblast.
And it just loses one charge, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is really good if you're up against an enemy who's got big stuff to kill you with. If you're up against like a zoo deck, this is less good.
Yes. And I don't think you're going to swing with this weapon a whole lot.
No.
No.
Unless you desperately need something to die. But hey, if you can use it to face tank something big and you won't take damage.
That's true.
As long as it's got, 2 charges already when you swing.
Yes.
Ooh, that's actually really neat. Because it doesn't specify where the damage comes from or whose turn it is. It's just if you would take damage. So you can play this and then like swing into like a 10-1 and it'll just lose 1 charge for you swinging and 1 charge for you taking damage. Okay.
It doesn't specify spell damage by minion.
Yeah. I like this card more than I did at first. Once I realized attacking with it is a thing and it works that way.
Yeah. But of course, if you don't want to attack with it, you keep more durability charges. So, whichever. You can also use Corsair Cash to make it a 2/5.
That is true.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, giving this extra durability is sweet. Okay.
All right. Next, we have the War Maul Challenger. They're like, hey, bring it on. For 3, it is a 1/10 epic minion. Does not have a minion type. Battle cry. Choose an enemy minion. Battle it to the death. And I'm not exaggerating because there's an exclamation mark right there.
Yeah, there is. So what that means is you choose an enemy minion, and these two bounce off of each other. Like, this attacks that until one of them dies.
Yes, and this one has 10 toughness, 10 health, 10 whatever.
So for instance, if you target a 3/3, it'll die and you'll be left with a 1/1. If you target a 2/3, it'll die and you'll be left with, what did I say? A 2/3, you'll be left with a 1/4.
Yeah.
If you target a 3/2, because there's so many of those, it'll die and you'll be left with a
1/4 again. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you target a 4/4, don't do that.
Yeah, so this is good for killing a small minion or for damaging a big minion for like a Plague of Wrath or something, although surely you've got a better ways to do that.
I would hope so.
Like Brian said, just whittling something down so your other stuff can trade into it, but maybe trade your other stuff into it first?
Yeah, so there's a better chance of this surviving. Depends on what your other stuff is, I guess.
Yeah. This is a weird one. I don't think this is very good, but I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Anytime I see an exclamation mark on a Hearthstone card, I sit up and pay attention.
Okay, that's true, yeah. Like, if you could buff this in your hand somehow, this could actually be really sick.
Yeah, and I can't remember if Warrior has any capability for that right now.
Oh, Galakrond. Galakrond.
Oh my god! Okay, yeah, if you draw this with Galakrond, and now it's a 5/15, it's gonna kill damn near everything.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't think it's very good.
Yeah. But this goes right into the Galakrond deck. It really does.
That's funny.
That's silly.
And then you can play the Tavern Wench to return a copy of it to your hand.
Barista Lynching.
That's it.
Yeah, Chad also says this is going to be really good on the coin on turn 2. Besides that, it's a meme. It is really good on the coin on 2.
It is. Because it's going to kill
basically-
something and be like a 1/8 or something.
Yeah, like basically everything they could play on turn 2 is just dead.
Maybe like a 3/2, like we said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So that's cool.
Ooh,
Next.
ooh. It also kills enemy Doomsayers.
It does.
It gets around
Oh, yeah.
taunts.
Just slap, 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 slap.
Yeah, yeah. It gets around taunts because it just fights whatever thing you targeted.
Yeah.
There are some niche uses for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end is coming. Or just that one guy for me.
Yeah, you were right. All right, next.
I knew it.
So next is Kargath Blade Fist. So it's a legendary minion. You can probably guess by the kind of name it has. Costs 4 for a 4/4 with Rush and a Death Rattle. Shuffle Kargath Prime into your deck. Kargath Prime is an 8 mana, 10/10 minion. With Rush, whenever this attacks and kills the minion, gain 10 armor.
This card is stupid.
I like it.
He is heavy metal. Like,
Straight up. I also like that he upgraded from an axe and a blade to a chainsaw and a like a spinning a circular saw. That works, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the front half is fine. Like, it's not great, but 4 mana 4/4 rush is perfectly fine.
yeah.
But the second half is utterly ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, they printed a minion that had a battle cry of destroy your opponent's armor, and I thought, this is going to change the way the game is played.
Nah.
And then I haven't really seen it.
Nah. Although, if this becomes a thing, then yeah, I played this guy and killed 5 things and got 50 armor. Ah, your opponent goes plate breaker. Well, piss. That's so much murder and so much armor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are the two things.
Luckily, it can only attack once. Thank God. So you're never gonna kill 5 things with it. Because they're gonna kill it.
Hard. Yeah.
They're going to do their best.
All right, moving on. The Scrap Golem. A 5 mana 4/5 mech. Oh, it's a mech. That's important.
I haven't seen very many mechs.
Actually, that's not as important as it used to be because Boomsday Project is rotating out. But it's a 5 mana 4/5 mech with Taunt and Death Rattle. Gain armor equal to this minion's attack.
And I'm actually really glad that we're not getting magnetic stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad that you can't slap Zilliax onto this, so you gain 7 twice. Or 3 times, probably.
3 times, kind of, sort of.
But I think it's just a nice, solid little minion.
Yeah, and it's got taunt, so...
Yeah. Not really much to say here. It's just pretty good.
Yep. And similar to that, another thing that's pretty good, for 7 mana, the Blood Boil Brute. Kind of for 7 mana. It is a 6/8 with Rush, but it also costs 1 less for each damaged minion. And once again, like with the other card, it does not have to be... sorry. Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. It does not have to be damaged minions your opponent controls or even yours. Look at all of them. So if you have 2 minions that are damaged and they have 1, it's costing 3 less, so it's 4 for a 6/8 with Rush.
This is fine with 1 damaged minion, right?
Yeah, I mean 6 for a
Mhm.
6/8 with rush. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Heck, I feel like it starts getting pretty ridiculous at just 2 less because then it's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I threw the other out just kind of like halfway there, but yeah, 1 or 2 makes this fine.
Yeah.
And again, great. You can see it. I just don't have a whole lot else to say with it. You should probably damage minions before you play this. You think? I think you should.
Possibrew.
Yeah. So that does it for Warrior.
Oh, it does?
Warrior
Oh, okay.
wants to damage minions.
Yeah, it's
Like-
got a weapon thing. Where's another one that just gets, like, good cards?
Yeah.
Well, pretty good cards. Like Sword and Board is just one of those cards that feels like it should be in the classic set, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bladestorm is going to be pretty ubiquitous in anything that's not super aggressive warrior. I get the feeling that the Blade Fist and the Blood Boil Brood and the Scrap Golem are all going to see some play here and there. The Imprisoned Gnarg is good for aggro. The Bonjour Raider is, yeah. I don't think it got like anything super crazy. It's just a bunch of solid stuff and Bladestorm, which is super crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, neutral cards.
Neutral cards.
So first one, the Ethereal Augmerchant. So there's a small collection of these
Yeah,
merchants.
there's 3 or 4 of them, I think.
Hmm.
It's 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Ethereal one, it's a common minion, costs 1 mana, it's a 2/1 battle cry. Deal 1 damage to a minion and give it spell damage +1.
At the very least, it's an Elven Archer.
Yes.
It's just deal 1 damage to a minion to kill it.
Yeah.
Or deal 1 damage to a minion so that you have a damaged minion, never mind the spell damage +1. Or it's give this thing spell damage and then wreak havoc with a insert damage spell here.
Yeah.
It's a floor wax. It's a dessert topping. I don't think it's very good, just in general, but it is flexible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, let's do all the Aug Merchants. Oh, they're right here next to each other. Okay.
Yeah, they're right here next to each other.
All right. This one, I think, is my favorite one. The Guardian Aug Merchant,
Mhm.
which is a 1 mana 2/1 battle cry, deal 1 damage to a minion, and give it Divine Shield. Ooh!
Yeah, that one's pretty interesting. Then the last one, we're going to skip over another card. We're going to go to the Rocket Augmerchant. For 1 is a 2/1 with like the others. Battle cry, deal 1 damage to a minion and give it rush.
That one's pretty good, too.
It's pretty good,
Yeah.
especially later in the game. Earlier in the game, you have to play this in the same turn that the minion that you're giving rush. But this one, the timing of it is kind of important. But
Yeah.
rush is a good mechanic just in general. So
Yeah. So that's the Aug Merchants. I like 2 of them. I think the spell damage one is sort of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so backing up one. The Infectious Sporling is a rare minion, costs 1. It's a 1/2. After this damages a minion, turn it into an Infectious Sporling.
now, important to remember, it doesn't say turn it into a copy of this minion. So if you buff your infectious sporling and then hit something with it and turn that into an infectious sporling, it just the thing you hit is just a 1/2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, the vast majority of things you hit are just going to die. So saying a copy of this doesn't mean anything. Because you're turning it into a copy of a dead thing. But I do like that this gives every class like a polymorph.
Mhm.
Granted, they have to not be able to handle a 1/2.
Yeah.
But it says damages, so they can't even attack something into it without it turning into a sporling.
But
Yeah.
then they can turn around and hit your stuff with theirs. So it's
True.
kind of a weird balancing thing.
But then now you have one.
Yeah. It's like the weasel, except On
more
the
on
immediate.
the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
This also is really good with the Rocket Aug Merchant.
is.
For 2
Yes.
mana, polymorph whatever the hell thing you want. Ha! Okay. It's a neat little Mimi card. Oh my god.
hmm
Mass Hysteria. I wonder when that happens. I bet it's
I wonder
after.
when. Might be.
It's wow.
I think it's
Like
after the whole thing is over,
Probably.
which is too bad. But it might not. I can't remember when you draw the card with the Acolyte if someone casts Mass Hysteria.
Pretty sure they wait until after stun resolving, yeah?
I think so, yeah. The Soulbound Ash Tongue.
This
Ew.
guy.
He's a 1 mana 1/4. Whenever this minion takes damage, also deal that amount to your hero.
So the only thing I can think is you want him in Warlock with the demon, the Dark Glare, to get more mana. But this just you have to have a very specific reason to run this guy.
I think it's just a drawback so they could print a 1 mana 1/4.
It's kind of like, I mean, in a practical sense, it operates kind of like a weapon, except it just happens to be on a minion.
That's a good point.
It's
It's-
true, yeah.
Yeah.
But don't think he's very good.
No, I don't think so.
So it's kind of like a weapon you can heal almost.
Okay, maybe it's sort of okay.
I get it. I guess I might have to think about it for a little bit.
I still don't think it's very good, though.
Next up, the Bonjour Brawler, which sounds disgusting. For 2, he's a 2/3, bucking the trend, and he has taunt. And whenever this minion takes damage, gain 2 attack.
Oh, it's like the 2/7, the Gurabashi Berserker.
Right.
Yes, but this comes down a little faster.
Yeah,
It also
and
has
can
a-
take less damage.
But it also has taunt.
Huh.
This will be interesting for the priest deck that's getting pushed here.
Hey, yeah, because it's not enrage, which isn't, a keyword in the game anymore, but like an enrage thing, if you heal it, it loses the buff. This does not.
Mhm.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
it is like the Gurabashi Berserker in that respect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So play it, and then buff it, and then heal it, and then hit things with it, and then heal it. Yeah, okay. Next.
All right. The Imprisoned Vile Fiend is a common minion. For 2 mana, it's a 3/5 demon who's dormant for 2 turns. It has Rush.
Yeah, that seems fine.
3/5 Rush is pretty good.
I like it. It is exactly what it is. All right.
Yeah, the 2 mana Moarg Artificer. This is epic. It's a 2/4 demon. It says all minions take double damage from spells.
It's like spell damage, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wow.
it really likes spell damage because say you've got spell damage +1 and you've got this guy.
Yeah, that gets kind of silly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Flame
Yeah,
Strike deals 10 damage.
8 damage. Oh, well, if you've got the spell damage thing too, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even without the extra weirdness that Brian added there, like it turns, it makes a normal flame strike able to take out a Dragon Queen Alexstrasza,
Yes.
and you can
And
do
pretty
all that
much
in the
any-
same turn. But it's only minions, so don't like play it and then fireball face. Oh wait,
I meant to do that. I just wanted to hit you in the face.
but also it could backfire because like let's say you play this in Mage, and you play it, and then you like Shooting Star or something on your opponent's board and wipe that for 2 damage each. Haha, go. And then they wipe your board with something silly. It's like, oh, well, that sucks. But I guess the idea is you're much more likely to get use out of it because you put it in the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I really like this in Druid with Swipe. Ooh, that feels real good.
Yeah, it does.
It's really good with the cheaper Holy Nova.
in
Also
Paladin.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
The Rustworn Initiate.
Wait. No, Rust Sworn. There's another S in there.
Oh, there is another S in there. It's
Weird.
getting late, so my eyesight is failing. I need a seeing eye dog for my computer.
Yes.
Wolf. So the Rust Sworn Initiate. For 2, it's a 2/2. Okay. Death Rattle. Summon a 1/1 Imp caster with spell damage +1. I gotta see this token.
He is adorable. Look at that. I want a plush Impcaster.
So
And then I will sleep with it.
the Rusted Legion's training leaves a little to be desired. He hasn't even had a tetanus shot yet. I don't really get what's going on here.
Ew.
He's like training a little demon. Hey, and then when he
guess.
dies, he
Yeah.
imparts his wisdom to it. Whatever. It's
Oh, you
cute.
can see the little imp goon in the background in the art of the initiate.
Yeah,
He's down there in the corner.
yeah.
I just noticed that.
Someday I'll be just like you when you're dead. Except, you never had spell damage. So
I think this is an arena card.
It's odd.
It's weird.
I still really want a plush Impcaster, though. Look at him. He's adorable.
All right, next.
Yeah,
All
next.
right. Blistering Rot. It's a rare minion, 3 mana for a 1/2. At the end of your turn, summon a Rot with stats equal to this minion.
Oh my god. Look. Look at the art on the Living Rot.
hmm Now, it's not a copy of this, so that Rot won't make its own copies.
Right.
Right.
So
But as
that's
long
good.
as the Blistering Rot lives, it will every turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you can buff it, I mean, even if you just give it +1/+1, getting two 3s in a turn for 3 mana seems fine.
hmm
Not great, but fine.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, the art on the Living Rot, he's so happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, buff it or don't play it. Probably don't play it.
Yeah.
Next.
I don't know. What if you have the Imprisoned Scrap Imp that when it came in it gave this +2/+2 in your hand? It's still probably not great, but
Well,
I mean, yeah, if you're playing some manner of hand buff, then this gets better just from that.
yeah.
But
It's like the Echoing Ooze back in Noxramas.
What's that?
Buff it. So it's like the Echoing Ooze back in Noxramas.
Yes, I just wanted to hear you say it twice. So
because Echoing Ooze.
these are the jokes, guys.
Because Echoing Ooze. Next. Oh, it's me. The Frozen Shadow Weaver. 3 mana, 4/3 minion, battle cry, freeze an enemy. Yep.
Yep.
Although this does give freeze to all the classes, just in case that matters.
Yep.
If you compare this with like Maiev, which we'll get to in a minute, it's common, so of course it's not going to be that good, but
hmm
Power Break.
seems fine. Arena card.
Yep. We have the Overconfident Orc. He believes in himself.
He does.
For 3, he's a 1/6 with taunt, or so it appears. However, while at full health, this has +2 attack. See, because, he's like, I can do it. And then he gets stabbed, and he's like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, and he drops his axe and goes, ow. Although a 3 mana 3/6 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if your opponent has the option, that just means that they're going to run their 1 toughness minion into it first.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
If it means saving themselves some extra damage. But hey, Priest is like, feel better, dude. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine.
All right, moving on.
Mike?
So Terran Gore Fiend. It's a legendary minion. Costs 3. It's a 3/4. Battle cry is destroy all friendly minions. Death rattle is resummon them with +1/+1.
On the surface, this seems great. I can't wait to silence this, though. Somebody else's.
Yeah, they're like, Gore Fiend. And you're like, sap. And they're like, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you seen the flavor text on this one? I saw it earlier.
You're fine, friendly minions. You're fine. Don't tell mom. It's pretty good.
I
Yeah.
remember having conversations like that with my brother when we were kids.
Yeah. I wonder if... Oh, yeah. Okay. This is a zoo card, right?
A zoo card. Maybe after you attack, you play this.
Yeah. And you play it with... Yeah, you attack, and then you play this, and then you, like, Grim Rally it.
Anyway, you can also use this if you have just a Death Rattle deck going on, because then you get all the Death Rattle triggers from the things that he kills, and then they come back later.
Stronger and ready to rattle death once again.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And he is Death Rattle himself, so...
Yeah, you play this in a Death Rattle Hunter... Like, you wipe all your stuff, and then you play the lion, which will have rush, and then you swing that into something, and it'll die, and all your stuff will come back, and he'll still be here, so you can summon stuff twice?
Or so that you're protected against a board wipe? Interesting.
Okay, so it's not useless. There are uses.
Yeah.
This is... Who's reading this?
That's you?
I think it's you.
Okay, the Terror Guard Escapee. A 3-mana 3/7 demon. That's pretty good. Battlecry, summon 3 1/1 huntresses for your opponent. What's a huntress? Oh, hello.
It's just a 1/1.
It's that girl from Soul Calibur.
It is.
So, I mean, this seems really good, because the only downside is if they go wide and, pump them, but you're getting a 3/7. So...
Yeah, I mean, if you can deal with the huntresses on the board, a 3-mana 3/7 is awesome. If they, theoretically were to run all of their huntresses into your Terror Guard Escapee, it's a 3-mana 3/4.
Yeah.
Which is still
fine.
Which is
fine.
a normal.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
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 He doesn't have Taunt, which is
No,
kind of I think a downgrade from the Warrior card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you summon him from an effect like Resurrection or Random Demon or whatever, that's good stuff.
Yeah, then you don't have to worry about huntresses.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I try not to worry about huntresses if I don't have to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next.
Next, we have the Burrowing Ghorpade, which sounds terrifying. For 4 mana, we're into the 4s now. It is a 5/2 beast with Battlecry. Deal 2 damage. If that kills the target, this gains stealth. So it's like, I got you. Don't tell anyone what you saw. And they're like, well, I'm dead. And she's like, yeah, great. So I was never here.
Yeah, like it jumps out of the sand and stabs something, and if that thing dies, it just buries itself again.
No witnesses.
Like, that's really cool. I don't think it's very good necessarily, but it's really cool. I think it's an arena card.
Yeah, and when we say arena card, that doesn't mean it's bad. I think in arena, this actually would be really cool.
Oh yeah.
How much does the thing that looks for a dragon in your hand and deals 2 damage? How much does that cost?
The Scale Rider?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that Look, if you hadn't asked me. Isn't that a 3-mana 3/3? Or is it a 4-mana 3/3?
Yeah, I couldn't remember the mana cost on it.
It is... Yeah, 3-mana 3/3.
Okay.
It deals 2 if you have a dragon. But yeah, like Brian said, just because we say arena card doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's not good and constructed. But in arena, the ability to kill a thing and then get stealth so that they can't just run a 2/1 into it is really good.
It's gonna mean this is essentially gonna kill 2 minions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I don't want to play this 5 health guy because they just kill it with a stupid scorpion. Go.
Okay.
That's
it's
what's
your
going
turn.
on.
Take the
Got it.
Diablo card.
Yeah. Disguised Wanderer. Common minion, 4 for a 3/3. With a Death Rattle, summon a 9/1 Inquisitor. And the Rusted-Sworn Inquisitor is a 9/1 demon. The Disguised Wanderer is also a demon.
He's like, I'm just a harmless 3/3, and you punch him, and he's like, surprise! Like, A 9/1 is really easy to deal with.
But it deals 9 damage first.
But it deals 9 damage. But, like, it doesn't matter if the thing they punch it with has 2 health. If they don't have a way to deal with it, that's a lot, but I don't think that if is worth playing it.
It's like a reborn minion that comes back with +6 power. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Actually, if you put it that way, that's probably not bad. It is essentially a reborn minion, and when reborn, it's buffed? Okay, yeah, well, now I like it more. Good job, Mike. It's weird how framing fixes that. Alright, next is the Felfen Navigator. A 4-mana 4/4 Murloc with a battle cry, give your other Murlocs +1/+1. Is this a Battlegrounds card that they snuck in here?
It feels like it could. It really feels like it could be.
It's like a tier 3 or 4 unit before you find a Begurgle.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, hey, if you're playing Murlocs, you're probably playing Felfen Navigator, right?
Yes, seems good.
I mean, if you're playing Murlocs, this is really good. Let's not get cute because it's a stupid Murloc. If you're playing Murlocs, like, yeah, this is really good. Otherwise, next.
Yeah. So now we have a really interesting card. How do you pronounce its name?
Magtheridon.
Magtheridon. Sounds like a dinosaur, but Magtheridon.
I think it is.
For 4 mana, it is a demon. It's legendary, and it's a 12/12 for 4 mana. As you probably guessed, it has Dormant, but it does not have Dormant for 2 turns. It has Dormant, and then Battle Cry, summon 3/1/3 enemy warders. So your opponent gets those. When they die, destroy all minions and awaken. In that order.
Yeah.
Give your opponent some dorks. Destroy the dorks. ... profit. Except in this case, we know exactly what the ... is. It's
blow up the world.
Yeah. And keep it 12/12. Deathwing is like, you should take away their hand, and Magtheridon is like, nah, it's cool. They can keep their hand.
Yeah, I mean, 3/1/3s aren't super hard to deal with.
No, you are risking them, like, if they have any kind of buff, being like, sweet, I'll never let this one die. But
also, you're risking them, like if they, like, Shadow Step a Hellfire Warder, then your Magtheridon never wakes up. Because it has to kill 3, like, 3 warders have to die for him to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything, like, if one gets polymorphed or hexed, breathed on wrong, like he ain't waking up and he's just eating up a spot on your board.
So maybe you should play him the same turn you can Hellfire.
Yeah, possibly. Because, like, blowing up the ward, blowing up the world is cool and all. But, like, a 12/12 is also cool, whether you get value out of the blow up the world or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I like the idea of just giving them Hellfire Warders to eat up their board space.
That's also true.
So that they want to kill them.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a weird one.
What happens
Chat
if
said
they
it's
have...
like the darkness, but less memey. And I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's still memey, but not darkness levels of memey.
Yeah.
Memish? Plus, it's a dinosaur demon, dude. Look at it.
Yeah, I got you. Prehistoric. Mike, your turn.
All right. So, Maiev Shadowsong.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. It's a legendary minion, 4 mana. It's 4/3, has a battle cry. Choose a minion. It goes dormant for 2 turns.
Because her role in the lore is she's a guard.
A warden.
Yeah.
And she was the one that was chasing Illidan after he escaped.
Yeah.
And I don't know about her abilities in anything else, but I know in Heroes of the Storm, one of her ults that you can choose is essentially this. Like, she throws a thing at you and activates it, and it puts you in stasis for a few seconds,
Right.
which is awesome. That's on a Hearthstone card too now.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is what she does.
But like, what is this? So, dormant is like freeze, but you can't kill it. It's just gone.
I mean, it's the same
Yeah.
dormant that we've been seeing this whole
Yeah,
time.
but this is dormant that you can use offensively.
right.
Mhm.
So like, it gets a big taunt out of the way for 2 turns. It keeps a death rattle from being triggered for 2 turns.
Right.
If, and this is really weird, but if you put like your own dormant for 2 turns thing that has woken up, if you make it dormant again, when it wakes up in 2 turns, it'll do its effect again.
Yes.
Like, that's a corner case, but it's gonna come up at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think she's really cool, and one of those, it isn't flashy, like she doesn't make you go, wow, but I predict she's gonna get annoying and we're gonna see a lot of her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's on my list for some of the most powerful cards in the set. For just being able to be like, you're done for. She can use offensively to lock down a taunt. She can be used defensively. She can reset stuff. I mean, this just does so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. There was a question in the chat about the previous card. So if they have warders and I make a copy of their warders, they have to kill all my warders too, right? No.
No, there's reminder text on the warders themselves.
Yeah, it says Magtheridon will destroy all minions and awaken after 3 warders die. I don't even think he cares whose warders they are.
Yeah.
With the way it's written. Yeah, we'll see if that holds up. I mean, you have to go out of your way to construct that scenario, but I'm sure someone will.
I mean, if you play in Priest, you could play the weird soul thing where they attack your friend, they attack their copies. You make copies and they attack the originals. And now everyone's got warders. Ha 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 ha. The Replicatotron. Huh. It's a 4-mana 3/3 mech. At the end of your turn, transform a neighbor into a copy of this.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Right?
Weird.
It's just odd.
What? Okay, so...
But you never consider enemy units to be neighbors. It's not like it wraps around or anything. So you're just
Yeah,
changing.
you're just turning your stuff into 3/3s.
Maybe it's so late, but I just find it hilarious.
I think this is...
Is it Zoo?
I was gonna say, is this a Zoo card or a Paladin card where you've
It's-
always got
It's
Paladin
Zoo.
card, yeah.
little
'cause-
minions handy?
Yeah, you're just like spend the first couple turns making 1/1s and 2/1s, and then you just drop this on turn 4, and they start turning into 3/3s.
Yeah, okay, so let's say the best case scenario is gonna be a 1/1, right? So it's a 4-mana, 5/5 worth of stats. And when you put it that way, that sounds pretty good.
But it's just kind of silly. I can't wait to, maybe somebody plays their Magtheridon on turn 4, and they're like, haha. And then I'm like, okay, I'll play a
A replicated
Tron.
and turn one of the warders into a robot, and they're like, come on!
Yeah. I like it. I have more robots.
Yeah.
So, Rust Sworn Cultist. Figure out how that word's spelled and pronounced. For 4 mana, it's a 3/3. Battle Cry. Give your other minions Death Rattle. Summon a 1/1 demon. So I guess Dirk's not here to tell us, but I guess the Rust Sworn cult is about like demons for president or something. I don't know. Just like we love demons. You should have demons. Maybe you should be a
So-
demon.
All right, shut up, Brian. So it's a minion that essentially casts that shaman spell.
Yeah.
Soul
Yeah.
of the Murlocs, is that it?
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that.
Where all you guys get Death Rattle, summon a
A 1/1
tiny
Murloc.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is demon, but it brings a 3/3 with it.
Yeah.
I wonder if
And
this will go in that go wide shaman that we were talking about earlier that may theoretically exist at some point.
Maybe. just give you a little bit of, protection against.
Actually, I kind of like this in a Zulok too, like a Galakrond Zulok.
Mm-hmm.
So your stupid imps will die into a more different stupid imp.
Yeah.
Oh, check out the
Yeah.
Rusted Devil. He's got a leather jacket with a skull on the back.
Oh,
Or
tight.
no, I think it's armor. Never mind. That's not as cool.
Another legendary minion, Alar.
Ooh.
Looks to be some kind of phoenix. So, cost 5 for a 7/3 with a death rattle. Summon a 0/3 Ashes of Alar that resurrects this minion on your next turn.
Huh. At the start of your turn, transform this into a lure.
I mean, 0/3 is kind of easy to deal with. So,
Yeah.
Kinda?
I mean, there's a Phoenix in Magic that does the same sort of thing. The difference in Magic is you can't attack creatures. You attack a player, or you blow up a creature. But here, you can be like, all right, kill your Alar and then kill your Ashes. As long as you have 2 things that can deal 3 damage.
Yeah.
Like 2 robots.
Like a cool thing you could do is drop this in some sort of death rattle deck. Some way that you have to trigger it. Like late game, you draw this. Well, you have this in your hand because you didn't want to play it because it's dumb, and you draw the tiger, the lion.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, oh, okay, play Alar, copy it, boom. But then you just have a 0/3 that they can deal with, and then later they kill your 7/3 and deal with that 0. I don't think it's very good.
No.
For a legendary card, I'm looking at, and I'm like, no, it's too easy. I mean, if you have other taunts to get in the way, but that's pretty much it. And you have to hope that they don't have any way to just destroy the 0/3 anyway.
Now, granted, if they can't deal with it, that's really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think I think it can't attack. Oh wait, no, it says transform this into Alar. So yeah, I think it can't attack. So it has to sit there another turn.
Yeah, I would have to wait if it's getting transformed.
Ooh, I don't think it's very good.
I don't know. This is an elemental, by the way. Which
It
can
is
matter.
elemental, and that may matter.
But
Some
there are better cards to put in the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, next.
agreed.
The Rust Steed Raider is a 5 mana 1/8 with Taunt and Rush. Oh, Battlecry gain +4 attack this turn. Okay, that's way different. So now it's a 5/8 Taunt Rush.
That continues to stand in the way later. So
Wait, gain +4 attack this turn. That's what's her name? The
warrior
warrior
card.
card.
it's the
Yeah.
one that becomes a 5/5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then if she doesn't die, she still has 2 power.
Yeah,
If this doesn't die, it's a 1 something with taunt, which gets in the way but doesn't do anything. I feel like this is an arena card too.
probably
Because arena is all about, minion combat in its purest form for the most part. Or at least it was 1,000 years ago when I played arena. And this feels like it would be more at home there than in constructed. Although 5 mana 5/8 with Rush is pretty good. After that, it's not pretty good anymore.
Yeah. All right, next, getting down to the end, we've got the Waste Warden.
Oh, look,
For
another Warden.
For 5 mana, that's true. It wouldn't count, would it?
What? No. Those are warders for.
Okay. Warders,
what's
Warden.
his name? What is his
Yeah,
name?
okay.
I've lost him. Magtheridon, yeah.
Okay. Different job description.
Yeah. Warden, when I say another Warden, because Maiev is a Warden, that's her deal.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And they're wearing similar armaments and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
For 5 mana, it's a 3/3 battle cry. Deal 3 damage to a minion and all other minions of the same minion type.
Oh my god, it's the anti-Murloc card.
Well, it's just interesting because you see so many cards that are pump or otherwise interact with a particular creature type, but very few of them actually interact negatively with it.
Yeah.
there's like the one that destroys a demon or Jiraxis. There's the one that's a spell. There's the crab that eats a murloc, but most of the time it's like very specific examples like this. This is one that actually cares about minion type, but in a way that's to your advantage as the opponent.
Yeah, in a wider way.
Yeah.
Offensively. Huh.
And given that, tribal can be a thing,
This is totally a potential tech card for.
Mm-hmm.
Are minions considered not minions, lackeys? Are lackey, is that a minion type or not?
They don't have their own minion type, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just in the name, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. Okay, next.
But I mean, even without that, it's a 5-mana 3/3 bolt a minion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it shoots something for 3.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
It's okay, but yeah, with the if you're bolting now it doesn't care whose side it's on too, so be careful. Like that's important. If you're like, "Oh, I'll bolt your demon," and your demons die. You're like, "Whoops."
Yeah. I love dragons. Dragons are cool. Well,
Pya, pya. And if you're playing in Wild, you can bolt a Nightmare Amalgam and deal 3 damage to all minions that have a type. So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on.
The Dragon Maw Skystalker. Common minion, cost 6, a 5/6 dragon. With a Death Rattle, summon a 3/4 Dragon Rider.
Well, that's cool. You kill the dragon and the rider jumps off and says, "Hey!"
Yeah.
Okay, flavorfully, that's really cool.
It just seems like there are a lot of, and I'm sure if we actually counted them up, it wouldn't be that big of a number. But it just feels like there are a lot of creatures, of minions in this set that die into a minion that's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
And plus, you've got the spells that are like, resurrect all minions when they die and or create demons. So feels like there's a lot of, stuff popping out other things when they die in this set in particular.
Mm-hmm.
It's all sticky minions. This one, I don't think it's great, but it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I think there are better options.
Probably, yeah. But it's also common, so
yeah.
It's also probably an arena card. Pretty sure this is killer in arena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, look, Kael'thas. Kael'thas is a card we already have. Kael'thas Sunstrider is a 6-mana 4/7. Every third spell you cast each turn costs 0. They're already combo druids, because of course there's combo druids that are using Kael'thas to go like, cheap spell, blah! But it's not just a combo card, because I know Kibler was playing it in a mage deck that's just like a spell-heavy, like Mana Cyclone thing, where you go like, magic trick, Pyroblast, or Power of Creation, or some other big-ass spell, or Luna's Pocket Galaxy, which probably not in that deck, but still.
And then Mana Cyclone and refill your hand and
exactly, yeah.
And it's every third spell, right?
Yeah, it's not the third spell you play this turn. So
Yeah.
if you do the Sorcerer's Apprentice into like magic trick, big spell, magic trick, big spell, like damn.
Sounds like a cheer you got going on over there.
It is, yeah.
Give me a spell. Give me another spell. Okay, I'll take one more now.
Give me a big spell.
Is that spell? Haha.
Yeah, I think that's really all you can do with Kael'thas, right? Is horrible combo things or just crazy, like, cheap spell things?
I think that's pretty much just what he does, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Plus,
right.
we've already all got this guy. He's been in Standard for what, like 2 weeks now, I think?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and Chet pointed out in Wild, this is broken. And, yeah. And Druid with Jade Idol and Ultimate Oh, my God! Ultimate Infestation. It's only been in for like 4 days. No, we got this before the Hall of Fame thing, right?
It can't have been more than a week.
Really?
Really. A lot has happened in the past week, Chewie.
It's been
That
remember,
is true.
time
Yeah, it's been like
time has no-
it's been like 2 months since 2 weeks ago.
time has no meaning anymore. All right, almost done. Closing in here. For 6 mana, we've got the next one. It is a Scavenging Shivara.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. 6 mana for a 6/3 demon. It is common. Battle Cry deals 6 damage, randomly split among minions. Does not say all other enemies, enemy minions.
True.
It is all other minions.
So the way I saw someone point this out was think about Dynamatic, and I went, okay, yeah. I think was that Trump? I think that might have been Trump or Kibler or somebody. Because so Dynamatic was a 5 mana 3/4 that dealt 5 damage randomly split among all non-mechs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is a 6 mana 6/3 that deals 6 damage randomly split among all minions. But a lot of the times you were playing Dynamatic as your only minion to try to kill off enemy minions.
Yep.
So
I've accidentally gotten myself with Dynamatic before when I just happened to have a non-mech minion sitting there beside it. He was like, pew, pew, and I'm like, oops, sorry.
Kael'thas has been in Standard for 11 days. March 17th.
Wow.
Freaking told you.
Interesting.
Don't question me.
Time has no meaning anymore.
Accurate, but
So.
damn near 2 weeks. As of this recording, it's been 11 days.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, so back to this thing. I don't think it's quite as good as the Dynamatic, just because the stat line kind of sucks, but I think it's a good baseline to look at, and I can possibly see this being used in some kind of control-y deck that just really wants a little bit more minion removal.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting they didn't decide to just do the like non-demon minions. It's just all demon, all minions. So
Yeah,
okay. Well, next.
I like it.
The Bonjour Vanguard.
Ugh.
I guess the Bone Chewers are one of these tribes out here in the wasteland. Common minion. Costs 7 for a 4/10 with taunt. And whenever this minion takes damage, gain +2 attack. So the big giant version of what we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Wow, with 10, that's...
It's already got 4 attack. Now it costs 7, but
Mhm.
it has
Like,
a beefy
I don't know if I'd put this in a deck, but if, like, the little 2/2 dude in Warrior that shows you taunt minions, I might want to take it there.
Yeah, maybe.
They're gonna have a hard time getting through it without losing a bunch of damage on the way.
Yeah. But I don't... Like, if this was a random 7 drop, I'd be like, yeah, all right. Nice. Like, if I evolve into this, I'm going to be like, sweet, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy with it.
So is this me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. This is a card that's going to just mess up random demons, other than all the dormant things. The Supreme Abyssal. It's an 8 mana 12/12 demon that can't attack heroes. Now you can silence it. It can attack heroes. You can give it taunt, and it's pretty good. As it is, it's just a big ass thing that you use to clear minions.
Yep. It's essentially a removal spell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just very slow, but it's very beef. Like, this will kill lots of things. But it will never hit your opponent in the face without some help. And that's sad. No. Alright, last one.
Last one is the Scrapyard Colossus for 10 mana, top of the curve. It is a 7/7 taunt elemental, and it has Death Rattle. Summon a 7/7 Fell Cracked Colossus with taunt. And that Fell Cracked Colossus doesn't have any other abilities other than taunt. It's just, congratulations, you dealt with one 7/7 with taunt. You have to get through another one. I mean,
Oddly enough, that second one costs 7. Huh, neat.
I didn't. Huh. Wonder why. So
I
you
guess-
start evolving it again.
Yeah, I guess so, like, you can't evolve it into something even bigger, I guess? I don't know.
Maybe.
It's weird. But yeah, speaking of things that die into significant things, I think this one is a thing that we'll see play. Probably not much because it costs 10, but
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I think
maybe.
it's still doable.
I mean, they're just gonna have a heck of a time getting through it. So.
Yeah. So yeah, there you
All
go.
right.
That is Ashes of Outland. There's a lot of just, neutral arena filler stuff here, but there's some neat stuff. The legendaries are, as always, something.
there's some all right.
Yeah, like, okay, wait, what did we have? We've got Terran Gorfiend, who's... The more I look at it, the more I like it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the Magtheridon, which is weird, but potentially awesome. Maiev Shadowsong, which I think is going to be one of those that later when someone's like, what should you craft from Ashes of Outland? They're going to be like, Maiev.
Mm-hmm.
I get that vibe, because that's very flexible and very powerful. Alar is ass. We've already got Kel'Thas. Is there any way to make that good? I don't think there is.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
I don't see it.
Somebody will do it. So, what do we think on the whole, now that we're done? Is it a cool set?
I feel like it's a cool set. It's, I mean, the appeal from, hey, here's a whole brand new class in and of itself is going to be the hook for a lot of people. So it's really, it had something that was pretty cool.
I think we are losing Brian.
Some of the neutral cards are some of the better. The Old Doom, the Genie, is just amazing. I feel like the neutral cards here are by far the weakest, like just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But the class cards seem really cool.
Yeah, the class cards. I'm pretty hyped for all the classes, really. Also, I think Brian's internet has crapped itself. Mike, how about you?
I know you asked me a question, but my connection suddenly turned really bad. I assume you asked me what I think.
Is it
maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, Brian's back.
I think it might be Chewie because you seemed to be roboting for a second. I thought it was me, but I could hear Mike breathing still. So.
Oh, maybe it's me then.
Maybe.
Either way, I can't take the blame. I'm the one streaming.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of... It feels like the gameplay that this set introduces, it's a lot of minions running into each other and getting into fights. The spells are great, but I don't think it feels like they dominate the minions. I think this is a set that still will be about minion combat mostly. And like Brian said, in the neutrals, there's no CMAP, there's no Zilliax, there's no Snip Snap. But it's stuff that supports the things that the different classes want to do. So you're going to have decks that are just much more distinct and don't share, the same set of, why aren't you playing the neutral legendaries one?
Yeah, one person in chat is saying Maiev is better than all those by far. I don't know if Maiev is better than all those, but Maiev is really freaking good.
Yes. Maiev is very good.
Yeah.
I think Maiev is this set's CMM. The deck, the neutral legendary that's in just all the decks.
Yeah, I think you better get used to seeing her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was our look at the whole plate of Ashes of Outland in 3 videos. Let us know what you agree and or disagree with down in the comments. And yeah, so with that, thank you all so very much for joining us. And go play Ashes of Outland when it comes out. It's going to be awesome.